And I'll be same from Coach.
Well, I think, we were excited to compete against Belmont, obviously one of the better teams in our league, for a number of years, and certainly got a lot of respect for what they've accomplished. Casey is a tremendous coach, and he's doing a great job with that basketball team. He'll put his own shape in that program, and obviously he and Coach Bird helped to establish Luke playing for Belmont. But I've known Casey since he was at Stetson. We competed against him when I was at Florida there. Obviously, we competed against him too when he was at Lipscomb and I was at Alabama. I actually called him one time and thought he was doing a great job with his program before they actually got good there. So anyway, we have a lot of respect and admiration for those guys, and certainly we're excited to have a chance to compete with them. I thought the first 7 minutes couldn't have gone better for us. We were getting some stops. They were missing a few plays inside, and then we were able to get out and score. But we really got deflated. I think we had missed 4 straight layups, maybe a couple of open threes as well, and the air kind of came out of the building for us in terms of our confidence, in terms of our poise. I thought our attitude and body language really slipped. And that's kind of the way the rest of the half went, the next 13 minutes. And we didn't have good offense. When you lack energy and effort, it's gonna show up in transition defense, especially. They were very effective with us there in the first half. So we tried to regroup, at halftime, and I felt coming out of the locker room, we did play much better basketball offensively. The ball moved, it didn't get stuck, we shared it. Even the shots that didn't go in were great looks. I think we scored 11 points in the first 3.5, 4 minutes, which is almost half what we scored the whole first half. We still struggled guarding them. We had to try some zone, and got to give them a lot of credit. They went on the road, and everybody had a hand in on them winning. That's what good teams do. That's what good programs do. They're not reliant on one person, and they've got a guy there just really challenging to guard down low. And, the thing that our players got to understand, they're a young basketball team too. They got a bunch of sophomores over there, so they're not going anywhere. So we got to learn to play the game better. We got to learn that a good attitude is not good enough. It needs to be great. Good body language, not good enough. It needs to be great. Just to have a chance. And we did talk about that in shoot-around for the game and for the last couple of days. So that, for me, is where I've got to do a better job. I got to communicate what I want this program built on, and that's the code. And I thought tonight, once again, you just see glimpses of that. You don't see sustained effort, and you don't see consistency in play. Positive things were we shot 63% in the second half. We ended up scoring 59 points, which are all really good for us. That means we're getting better. But defensively, it was really challenging. You can't give up 92 anywhere and win, especially at home. So, once again, I feel like that our group of guys right now, we have a tremendous amount of room for growth. And I just believe that. So, but me believing it, the coaching staff believing it, a few of the guys believing it, not getting it done. It's going to have to take total buy-in. And like I said before, we've got good guys, we've got good attitudes and body language. We are learning, but right now we're not buying into these things. We're able to move to learning this stuff fast enough to make us really competitive in the right moments of the game to compete coming down the stretch. So that's the exciting piece for us. We get a chance to go back and regroup because we are capable of playing better.
One of the biggest positives is you got pretty much got everybody back, and they all saw significant action tonight, including Hunter, who ended up leading the team in scoring.
We're really proud of Hunter. He did a great job. He was severely hurt, and Adam and Matt did a great job with him. He obviously deserves a lot of the credit because he has to show up and put it in. I'm sure he's still sore and bothered a little bit because this time of year, everybody's got something going on. But when you have a real injury, it's challenging. And for him to come back out and be able to focus and to be able to make some of those shots, it's fantastic. And we're very, very proud of him for doing that. I'm just kind of shifting gears here a little bit. That's something that our team's got to understand, though. It's like there's two ends of the court. At the guard position, everybody's got to improve with their positioning, especially on the ball, across the board. Junior, Keyshawn, Tay, Hunter, Kate, everybody has got to grow because right now, our repetition is becoming a reputation that we don't guard out there, and every guard we play against goes right at us. and it puts us in harm's way on defense. Defense is all about positioning on the ball and in help. It doesn't take any talent. And right now, again, that's an area where we can make great growth, which is exciting, but we're just not learning fast enough there to be competitive enough that we need to be in these games defensively.
Hunter, how did it feel to be back out there? I'm sure it was tough a little bit because you're probably getting a little gassed. But
It was very nice to be out there with the guys. Been practicing the past week, getting some confidence back and moving. But yeah, it just felt great to be back out there and working with them.
turnovers. I mean, they took 23 points off of turnovers to Tech 7. That's really one of the biggest factors in the game.
How many we end up with?
14 total turnovers. They had 23 points off turnovers.
Yeah, obviously the turnovers we had led to points. 14 is a pretty good number. We'd have killed for that the other night against EKU, which could have been a huge difference in the basketball game because we shot 50% from the field in that game. But yeah, I think there's different types of turnovers. These pick sixes where you turn it over and they're able to go down and score against a defense that's not set. That's really challenging. So again, we're very respectful of Belmont, very respectful of Casey and what they're doing. But I think a lot of times we are our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And that is on us to learn, prepare, and those are the easy parts.
Yeah.
Sit and watch film, develop a plan. The hard part to all that is the execution, because that's where you got to practice. That's where you got to give extra effort. That's where you got to have great attitude even when things aren't going your way. That's where you got to have resiliency and toughness. That's where you not only got to be a leader, but you also got to be a follower and let somebody tell you what they're seeing, and then be able to communicate that and then get right back to the next rep. So that's what we'll do. We'll take tomorrow and kind of review some of the things that we did well, things we need to improve at, and get ready for our next opponent.
Last thing, I know it's starting to sound a little bit like a broken record, but the fight the team showed to cut it back down to single digits, outscore them by 13 points in the second half, it's huge. I mean, there's still so much potential with this program.
No, I think so. I think there's a lot of still left in this season, quite honestly. And I'm looking forward to the day where we get to the point where we're not excited about resiliency. We're not excited about winning a half. Where we're not, wow, you played them close. I'm looking forward to those days. Are those things that needed to happen? Yes. After our performance in the first half, we need to come out and play better. That's expected. If you lay down and quit and don't try, well, we need to be having a different conversation. So I am happy that our guys do show resolve. Our guys do stay with it. I'm glad that our guys are able to refocus in those situations. So, but again, that's a part of the program where we've got to grow and develop and set this standard of what's going to work in terms of being competitive against this league, and that we want to hold ourselves to on a night in, night out basis over a 40-minute period, not a half, not 7 minutes, not whatever it was. So that's growth. And as a coach, I've got to explain that. I've got to teach that. I've got to communicate that well to some guys, and then they got to understand it, and then this has got to be a player-run program. It's got to spread through the team like a virus, where now all of a sudden we all understand what we're talking about. That's what it looks like to do my job. That's what it looks like to have a great attitude. That's what it looks like to take care of my teammates. That's what it looks like to not make excuses and to weather a storm and to keep playing and then put yourself in a situation to win.
All right, thank you guys.